factory field workers, the majority of our members in the sugar belt, we have our claims put forward to them since June. And it was still in August they began to meet with us. And then they had the meetings set apart. So there was that delay in addressing the issues, and that we recognize as something that is unusual from the time the claims have been sent in. And when we begin to meet those fringe matters, they have taken a position of no, no, no. In the past, they tried to see how they could make some adjustment, because as you go along, you improve on the condition of work. We look forward to have improvement, and as they do before. And then what we cannot resolve this time, we refer to the next year. We have no to every one of the fringe matters we have asked. And then when we come to the major question on the wages and salaries, we had them taking a position of 3% and nothing else but 3%. They insisted and held on to 3%. So we have noticed a shift in their stance. That is the corporation. We believe that
this is what I want. Opinion now. Let me hear.
We believe, and we are of the opinion, and our conclusion is that the management of Guysuco must be supported by the authorities in guiding the corporation. The corporation is being guided and holding on to positions that is inimical to maintaining a good working relationship between the union and workers and on the one hand and the management. And that is manifested when you look at the conclusion. 3% increase, and if you don't accept it, it will be downgraded to 0 if you were to go to arbitration. So we believe that the brazen position by the corporation, noticeable from last year, the latter part of last year, is because of the support and the by the authorities, support and directive by the authorities.
The authorities. I wouldn't press General Secretary Narine to go any further than authorities at this stage. I know that there's an executive, management executive, non-management workers, and there's a board of directors for Guysuco. Your colleague, General Secretary Narine, your colleague Kenneth Joseph from NASI, fellow FITUG member, had strong words at the end of the year for what's going on, especially with Guysuco. Well, he also had to speak about JPL, but he mentioned Guysuco, and he said he is seeing a trend where the whole concept of bargaining for workers' rights, benefits, conditions, and so on seem to be going through the window where Guysuco is concerned, and they're imposing, much like a government sometimes like to impose increases. You have any comment on colleague Kenny Joseph's observations?
From what is happening, Kenneth Joseph is perfectly correct, because what we are seeing is a manifestation of imposition and not collective bargaining.
Right.
If an employer or any party is to come to the bargaining table with a fixed position, 3%, as in the case of last year, and in the case of now, with respect to the annual production incentive, 4 days pay, 4 days pay, 4 days pay, and if you don't agree, then we will reduce it as they did in both instances. This is telling you that there is ulterior motives, and those motives cannot be in the interest of furthering collective bargaining, because they are unheard of. In the case of the annual production incentive, what we are asking for is consistent with what had been paid in recent years. When we met with Guysuco, we said a scientific way to examine the issue is to look at an average of the last 5 years, as economists would normally do.